Hey, I'm Lydia, welcome to my channel. This video is part 1 of Scar's Nature and Nurture quest walkthrough. So we just got the update for Dreamlight Valley with Scar, and it's pretty amazing. They put in quite a few things that we've been wanting in-game, but the biggest announcement is Scar coming to Dreamlight Valley. And of course, like all of the characters who come to the valley, he has a set of quests that he wants you to complete. Before we get any further, here's a spoiler alert. This is part 1 because at the end of this quest, you have to wait quite a long time to complete it. I won't have part 2 until the required task is complete, which I have no control over. It's all dependent upon time. Once you meet Scar in his cave, he's going to ask you to restore the water in Sunlit Plateau. He'll send you to some mines called, I think, the Vitalis mines. And these were not previously there before the update, but now they are. You're going to come out of Scar's home and head towards the river or the stream that's in Sunlit Plateau, and you'll see it there towards the corner. Once you're inside of the Vitalis mines, it gets a little confusing. So I've put arrows on the screen to show you how to get through the mines and to the area that you need to go. And most of the time you're following these tracks on the ground, but then you can come to points where there's multiple tracks. So just follow the arrows on the screen and you'll make it through this mine maze. Once you reach the end, you'll see a ramp that you need to walk up, and that's going to take you to the next clue in this quest. And don't worry, you won't have to go through the maze every single time you go into the mines. The sign tells us that the water is blocked off and that the night thorns are starting to get worse and worse, but the person who wrote it says that they've figured out that root beer actually helps clear up some of the night thorns. The sign also tells us that we'll need a special candy to make the root beer get extra fizzy, and all of these ingredients that we need for the root beer and everything can be found in a chest at camp. After you're done reading that signpost, go back down the ramp and make a U-turn. And once you do, you'll see a green chest. Open that chest, and inside you'll find the candy, the special ginger that you need, and also the recipe for the root beer. Now, before you bring everything to Merlin, do one last thing that's going to save you a lot of time when you come back. Break the rock right here where the arrow is pointing, and that's going to open up a walkway right back to the entrance. This way you won't have to go through the mine maze unless you want to in the future. When you speak to Merlin, he's going to tell you about Scar and about what happened in the mines, and then he's going to encourage you to make the recipe for the extra fizzy root beer. And so make your way to any stove and prepare it. You're going to need to use the recipe for root beer that you found in that chest, which is vanilla, sugarcane, and ginger. Now, for the extra fizzy root beer, you're going to have to use the dried ginger that you found in the chest, not just regular ginger that you get from the Forgotten Lands. Next, you're going to put the extra fizzy root beer and the crackling candy into the barrel next to the signpost. Once you do that, all of those night thorns that are blocking the waterway will be cleared away. All right, now you leave the mines and check out what happens when you step outside. That was such a cool scene because we haven't seen the Forgotten in a while. But after you follow the Forgotten into the portal, you pick up this orb that they dropped. And then you bring the orb to Merlin, who's going to tell you how to restore that orb so it can be placed in the pillar in Sunlit Plateau. In order to restore the orb, Merlin is going to ask you to help him make a miracle growth elixir. So you're gonna need to get some Vitalis crystals from inside of the mines. They're inside of those mining rocks that have fluorescent lines going all through them. And so you'll need 10 of those. Then you'll also need rich soil. In order to get that, you'll have to harvest some crops. They're kind of rare, so I brought along a companion thinking that maybe if some rich soil pops out, my companion would provide me with an extra portion of it. But that didn't work. So if you don't want to bring a companion to try to find the rich soil, you really don't have to. They don't increase your odds of finding any, and they don't provide you with any extra. And lastly, you'll need 1,000 Dreamlight. Once you have everything, bring it all to a crafting station and craft the Miracle Growth Elixir. After that's complete, open your inventory and use the elixir. It's going to enhance your watering can. After that, we go visit Merlin and he gives us back the Orb of Nurturing. We're gonna take that orb to the Sunlit Plateau and plant it right in front of the pillar. And using our newly enhanced watering can, we're gonna water that orb. And from there, I don't know how long it's gonna take. It could be 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, I have no idea. That's as far as we're allowed to go in the quest for now. Hopefully within a day or two, we'll be able to check back in and it'll be ready to go. But until then, stay tuned for part 2.